All right, guys, I'm back. This is what we've done. You don't this this pool came with a sand filter, but it don't have a skimmer. We want a skimmer on it because we want to be able to use a vacuum, or we want to be able to have the skimmer to get the leaves and junk off the top. So here's what you have to do on this setup the best way. They give you when you buy this skimmer, they give you the fittings. There's a fitting that goes in right here, and it's just got a thing here for a hose to fit on. Now what I had to do is I had to modify this. This hose is designed, it's designed to have like this little black washer in it, but what I had to do is I had to heat this hose up with a heat gun. But you got to be careful though, you can't heat it up too much, so that I could push it all the way on this fitting right here. And then what I did is I bought a clamp and I clamped it on, okay? And this would normally go right here. This would normally go here. This is where your inlet is. So what I did is the two B ports. What I did is I did that, and then I made this up. This is an 1.5 PVC. You've got to this is not a plug and play. You've got to make it work. So what I did is I took the fitting that came with this the pool skimmer, and I went and found out what size it fits, and it looks like 1.5 stuff is what it fits. So I bought an 1.5 fitting, a valve, 1.5 valve, and then another 1.5 fitting. One's threaded on this side, one's a male thread, one's a female thread. And what I'm going to do is when I end up, this is going to screw into the bottom of the skimmer right here. And what this is going to do is when you take this top off here to clean the pump, to clean this little basket out, if you don't have something to shut the water flow off right here, water will just come out of there and just boil out of that thing there. So that's why we're putting this on. So what I've done now is I've marked the inside of the pool, and we're getting ready to cut the hole for the skimmer. Come around here and let's look at this. All right, here's what I've done, guys. I took the face piece of the skimmer. Let's see, the face piece of the skimmer, and I turned it upside down, and I traced the inside of this. And I marked all the holes that need to be screwed in with the Sharpie. But here's the trick. This skimmer kit comes with a gasket that is put together. The one I did on the last pool, these were two separate pieces. When they're in two separate pieces, you can go ahead and bolt the skimmer on. You can bolt the skimmer on without even cutting the hole, and then you cut the hole last. With this setup here, you have to cut the hole first, and then this little rubber piece goes on. And then, but here's the trick. You can't cut it the size of the piece that I marked. You've got to cut it a little bigger, because you have to compensate for the inside of this gasket right here. So here goes the fun part. I'm fixing to cut a hole in the pool with a razor knife. Tell you what I'm gonna do before I cut that hole. I'm gonna drill my holes first. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and drill my holes because those are marked and everything's real solid before I cut it. So here I go. I'm gonna put it on my marks. Drill the holes. Now this stuff is pretty durable. It's interwoven with some kind of fiberglass. Okay, all my holes are drilled. All my holes are drilled. Time to do the cut, and be very careful with this. Take your time. Take your time. Be very careful. It cuts real easy. Do not get yourself ahead. Don't get ahead of yourself. Oh, Lord, be careful. Very careful. Okay. All right. Here's where we got our hole cut. Now, let's put this gasket on. And here's what I was telling you. This gasket has to open up like this, and it goes right in there like that. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I might not have cut it big enough. That's what I was telling you. Nope. Okay. All right. We got a trim. We've got the trim. This is what I was afraid of. Good Lordy mercy. Okay. Let's try again. A little tricky. Now, I watched a video that a guy used this kind, and he went ahead and cut the gasket. Okay, we're good now. Okay, yeah, now we're good. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. We're good to go now. Now, what I was going to say, when I did mine at my house, I had a leak on the outside of the skimmer between the pool. So what I ended up having to do was I ended up having to, and it might have been, the leak might have been because my gasket was in two pieces, whereas this one's in one. So I might not even need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't want to have to take the skimmer off again. But I had a leak. So what I ended up using was some of this liquid PTFE paste, the liquid Teflon material. Let me see what I did with it. Let me get it. the liquid paste. What did I do? I may be in the car. Ready? All right, guys. All right, I got my hole cut. Now what I did is I got the gasket on here and I put 4 screws in the 4 corners. Okay, so that's going to basically get me started. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this, this is basically the liquid tape of the little white Teflon tape, just in liquid form. What I'm going to do on this, just to ensure hopefully that I don't have a leak, is I'm just going to spread some of this on this gasket right here. And that way when I put it together, we know that we're pretty sure it ain't going to leak. Say no, I don't know. This stuff always gives me a hard time. Let me move over to that side. Step over. Hold this, darling. Darling. All right, now I got it all over me. Okay, good. I'm good now. I got it all over me. Let's see, put this stuff on here. Don't have to really worry about the top because it's not going to be, the water's not going to get that high. If it does, the pool needs to be drained.
We had that adventure the other day when we had that storm come through.
Yeah, I had to backwash and drain. Okay. All right, I got the paste on there. Let me put this back on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this skimmer on. I'm just making sure it don't have a up or down on it. Let me wipe this off in the grass. Just hold tight. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm back. Let's see. All right. Let me see that drill, sweetheart. Let's get those bottom. Hold on. You see the hole?
Mm-hmm.
This is where I hollered at you. Whoa, don't push it in. Hold the screw. Yeah. There you go. Hold it right there. Let me get my screw started first. Let me have my, there we go. Whoops. All right, let's try this one.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, just I need screws now. Hand me a handful of screws right there. Thank you. This one is at least in 2 pieces. Oh Lord, that's too tight. All right, I'll get my own screws. Oh, it took everything in my body. Okay. A lot of screws. Snug them down. I don't want to put them too tight. It probably would be best to tighten these up with a hand screwdriver the rest of the way, just so you can tell how tight you're putting them. Okay. Let's see. A couple more screws. All right. That's it on that, guys. Let's see. Now this is a two-piece skimmer, so we do have to put this together. But what I want to do is let's pause this. All right, I had to get out of the sun. It's burning me up. So what I've got to do is before I put this on, I want to go ahead and attach this because when it's said and done, I want this valve to be facing out and not like that or something. So, and here's what I'm gonna do. The last time I did the other one that I did, this thing right here leaked. I mean, I could not get it to stop. I tried everything. Finally, what I ended up doing was I had to drain the water down. And after this was screwed in, I had to put silicone in the top, and I'm ashamed of it. But I did it. This time, what I'm going to do is on this one, I'm going to use silicone on the threads. I even tried that Teflon thread tape, and it still leaked. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm putting silicone on this sucker. And I am ashamed, but I'm not ashamed because I want this thing to work. I don't want any leaks. So what I'm going to do is put that on there like that. I'm going to leave it on there kind of thick. Because ultimately it's got to work, and these things hate me. These fittings hate me. So I'm screwing that in, and for some reason, I don't know why, but this pipe fitting stuff is a little different threaded than this stuff. It's almost like it's a little loose. And why they do that, I guess they want you to use a special stuff or something from a pool store or something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in there and tighten it up. Okay. Like that. All right, I could go a little more. There we go. All right, that's what I want. And I'm even going to go ahead and put some silicone down in the middle, down in here, just because I do not want to come back and visit this. I want this to be done. And an ounce of silicone is awesome. And I think at least with silicone, if you had to take it loose, you could possibly get it loose still. But what I did is, what I tried first thing I tried was the pipe stuff that I used on the skimmer, which worked on the skimmer, worked fine. And then the second thing I used was after I tried that was I used the blue PVC glue, and I glued this thing together, and it still leaked. So anyway, that's where we are on that. Michelle, can you hand me the hose over there that's got the fitting in the end of it, the one that's got the silver clamp on it? Look around right over there. You see it out there? Is that it on the ground? Yeah. There you go. There you go. It's got that fitting in the end of it? Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. Show you. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. You guys, I'm putting silicone on this one too, because I'm tired of this. And this is supposed to be some good stuff right here that I'm using. Do not want any problems with this. I want this thing to be done. All right, here we go. Thread that in. Another thing too, I was going to tell you, man, don't over tighten some of this stuff. Oh, okay. If you over tighten it, I turned my drink over. That's okay. All right, let me wipe this silicone off my hand. All right, we'll pause that for now. You ready? All right, guys. What we're going to do here is you've got these 2 B holes that you use when you use the original filter, the original stuff without a skimmer. But I'm not going to use those. We're going to plug these. They give you these little plugs. And what I'll do is I'll just come around here and put this plug in, turn it on, and we'll just leave the plugs in on that. Now let's try to put the top half of the skimmer on. I mean this second piece here. All right, let me set this right here. Let's see. Okay, that don't go like that. Goes like this. There we go. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a screw through this top. Oh, okay, never mind. I see that. My bad. Look what they do for you. I just realized that. See, I'm learning just like y'all. These bottom holes and the top hole, they give you these little pan head screws. I think that's what this is for. Let me see. Nope, that ain't what that's for. Sorry, I'm figuring it out too. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna figure it out, guys. Work with me. Nope, goes like that. So then it would go like this. Okay. All right. Michelle, can you hand me that red drill right here on the ground, please? Thank you. Whoops. I think this one's a little more difficult than the one I'm used to. But we're going to use it anyway. Okay. All right. That tightened it up pretty good. I can see the gasket squeezing out. All right. Oh, the pain. Try that one. Tighten that down just a little more. Okay. All right, now we got that done. Let's put this, let's get this bottom hose hooked up. They give you, in the kit here, they give you these rubber washers These rubber washers have to go in here. If you don't put them in, this thing will not leak. It will leak. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and route this around like this. It's pretty simple too to screw these on. They're just hand screw type fittings. All right. All right, that takes care of the bottom. Now, let's see, we got to pour the sand in the filter. Michelle, come over here and see if you can get a little closer on this. Can you see the filter down here? I'm gonna start pouring the sand in. You guys are welcome to use those little balls, but I do not want to be taking this apart every couple of weeks. This is what I had left over from my filter. Oh yeah, it's gonna be perfect. Perfect amount. Save them from having to buy any sand. Okay. All right, this black cap is a cover you put on to keep the sand from getting in. You always want to hold on to that. All right, here's your head for your filter for all this, for your pump and stuff. Let's see. It's got these screws on the side here. I'm gonna loosen them almost all the way up. If I think I can get it on without taking them completely off. Let's see. Okay. Now, there's a seal right here. And what you got is this. Let me make sure I got it right. Okay, I think C. Let me see. Nope, I'm gonna have to take it all the way loose. You gotta be careful, there's a little nut inside of here. On this other side. Let's see. Okay. All right, let me get that on. Okay. Okay. Put this back in. Now, one thing I got to do before we tighten all this down is I got to make sure that's the right one. Where's the where's the instructions that came with it? Let me see. Hold on. I know. I can tell you right here now. You got to blow that sand that got in there. There's a little piece of sand in here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah. No, it goes this way. Look. It goes this way. It goes this way right here because that wouldn't fit right there. All right, let me put my two. Yep, C to C. This has got a marked C, and this has a marked C on it right here. See my gaskets? Those have to go in, guys. Those gaskets have to go in. If not, you will get a leak. All right, see, I'm gonna screw this down on here. I'm not gonna screw it all the way down. I'm just gonna snug it a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn this and screw it onto here. Yeah, I found it. It's C to C, Dan. Let's turn those water hoses back on. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, We got this other hose over here. This is your pressure coming from the pump. Let's see. All right. Okay, good. That's right. I remember. It's only got one. It only screws on here on the pump side. This other side, it just slides on. I'll show you. All right. Screw that on right there. Watch this. Even though it comes with a threaded end, well, I'll tell you why. Yeah. Let me see. No. Let's look at it and see. All right. Let me get this. Oh, there goes my little nut that I was telling you to watch out for. All right, see, this goes on here like that. It's got an O-ring on this one. So you don't need this one here because you got another one over there where you backwash at. Let me get this on here. Now, see, I have a shutoff valve on the skimmer, and this is also a shutoff. This right here, you can turn this. It's got a lock on it. You can turn it towards lock, and it locks it on. Okay? And then this part right here, this is where the water goes when you backwash. It's got this thing right here. You can get what I did is, again, you got your little, this is the last rubber washer. It goes in this one right here. You put that in there like that. You put this in here, and you screw this on. What this will do for you here, let's see. All right. What this will do here is you can actually put a hose on this. I put a hose on mine and I ran it out, and you can actually almost even put it in the ground and just run it to the edge of the woods. That way, when you backwash, the water that comes out of there just won't be pouring out onto the, on the ground from there. All right, so let's tighten this up. Let's tighten this up. This is what holds this top pump on, because this thing is under pressure. But what you want to do is you tighten them up a little at a time. And they don't necessarily go all the way together either. Huh? What cap? Hang on. This? No, this is just for putting sand in the filter. It covers up that hole in the middle so you don't pour sand down in there, so you don't flush sand into the pool. You've got laterals down in there, little fingers that stick out, and that's what the water goes through that. It filters through the sand, through that, and then out into the pool. So that's your sand is what filters everything. Okay. Everything's hooked up. This here is loose. What you have to do with this, I feel a little sand in there. Let's get that out of there. Okay. All right. There is also a cap for this in the bottom, in the box here. Let me see if I can get that out. Put this down in here. All right. Now what you will have to do is, when we get the pool full of water, this right here, I'm just going to snug it for right now. Sometimes you have to loosen this and allow water to fill this bucket up first, so that the pump doesn't run dry. It looks like we're good to go right now. All we got to do now is wait for water to fill up. And these pump, the only thing I don't like about this pump is these little symbols here, because it's hard for me to remember what's what. But you've got a little arrow pointing that away right here, which is play. You got arrow pointing down like this away, that would mean drain. You've got an X here, which is off. If you have to do something, if you have to take something loose, like if you're messing with this, if you put it on X, it'll stop water from coming out of here. This button here is going backwards, so this is going to be your backwash. You've got to recirculate, which just basically recirculates water. I think it doesn't go through the pump. And then you got a little raindrop over here. When you backwash for a minute or so, minute or two. Then after you get through, you cut the pump off. Always cut the pump off before moving this. Then you put it on rinse, and you rinse for a couple of minutes. Cut the pump off, and then put it on play. The arrow going to the right. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's the setup on a Bestway pool. You guys, hope you liked the video. If you do, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share it if you want to. If you know somebody that needs some help, hopefully this will help somebody be able to put one of these up. Thank you guys. Love you all. Thanks again. Peace.
Get it. Get it, Dad.